Hey guys, Brian here with another impressions video, this time of Generations Rattrap. Now, being a big Beast Wars fan, I kind of got hook, line, and sinkered into the Beast Wars line. But Rattrap here is pretty cool. He has some articulation on his arm that these pop off pretty darn easily. His rat hands rotate, his back rat feet kind of just pivot up and down. And the legs can rotate, but they kind of are, they're like attached somewhat to the leg on the inside, so it's not quite a good joint to use for movement, but you can if you want. His mouth opens pretty coolly. And can only open about that much. Now his head can rotate down, but hey, you can then see robot head. Now, there is something that's supposed to fix that, but on my copy, it doesn't quite work. There's this little panel that folds out from behind the head to block the sight of the robot mode head. But mine's a little too tight, so it's supposed to go when you do that, it stays where it is, but it doesn't. So I always have to go in and push it up from the bottom, and that's what this little panel is right here, if you can see it, hopefully. So I just push that a little bit and it pops it out enough that once I get it out enough that I can get my finger on it, then it's easily. And I actually really like this panel from a conceptual point. It definitely makes it so you can use the head more and not have to worry about, revealing ugliness. His tail is also articulated. It's on this joint right here that can fold up and down, but it's rubber with wire inside, so you can bend it in any shape you want. But I'm concerned about, I've had this technology since I was a kid, and it always ends up breaking on me, so I'm concerned about how it's going to handle long-term use. So basically, I put it in a position and kind of just leave it there, hoping it won't break. So to transform him, we start off by popping these panels off the side and rotate the rat legs back and the rat feet off the arm. No. I rotate them like this. Officially, I think the instructions to have the hands splayed out like this, but I think that looks ugly, so I do what a reviewer called MGO does. Put the hand back behind the fur to kind of hide it and make it look better in profile. Now, it doesn't like doing that because when you get to the leg to this point, you have to get over the ledge of the figure. It's not designed to do this easily, and so you can see it pops out of the joint and can pop off pretty easily, but on its own, it's not going to fall off at all. It's just if you knock it, it might pop off. So then you pull back on this piece. Oh, you also should take the gun off. The storage for the gun is you plug the handle into the port right down there on the bottom. And completely forgot about that. But you pop the tail piece off, and it clicks into these notches around these grooves in the inside of the leg. And then this whole backpack assembly now is on a double hinge, and you can slide that forward and push the rat tail up, and then slide the butt section up against it, and then I wrap the tail up here like that to try and make it a little bit easier, or a little bit cleaner. Oh, and then next for the arms, you pull the arms out and the legs down, and the legs do some really cool transformation. They could have been so cheap and easy to do the leg transformation, but they didn't. They had an idea and they went for it and they got it. So for the leg, you start off with, the leg's in two pieces. The lower leg's in two pieces. You got the upper half and the lower half here, and they're separated pieces when in robot or in rat mode. In fact, you kind of clip the edge of the leg into the bottom of the rat, which is what was preventing the rat leg from being used as a full-on articulation piece. But you separate them out more fully when transforming it into robot mode, and then you collapse the leg in a bit on this joint here. Yeah, there we go. So this whole piece slides in and out. So it's out for robot mode or for rat mode, and in for robot mode. And then, this is cool. You flip this panel around to form the back of the leg. And then you flip the front part of the leg down, and then on this joint, you flip the lower part of the front leg down, and then you flip the rat foot up into the robot foot. And there's his leg. And that's awesome. That just... I didn't look at the instructions on how to transform this guy, and when I got to this and was messing with this to try and figure out how to transform it, I'm like, no, that is awesome and looks awesome. Anyway, let's repeat that process over here. So rotate the rat leg down and rotate that out of the way. And then we find out where it lines up and pushes in. Oh, I did it already. Okay, so goes there. This is kind of loose, so it's easy to get to this point on its own. Then you flip the front half of the leg back. You flip the leg back down all the way, and then the rat foot forward. And then you've got the legs. Now the arms are pretty cool too, in that they rotate in and out. Very nice description, Brian. They rotate in for rat mode like that, where they have the shoulder piece in very far, and they rotate on this joint here to go into the rat mode. And it's a really cool little bit of transformation. So you just rotate those out, and then you shift the rotate the shoulders up so they're pointing up, and then you can just rotate the arm to orient correctly, and do that for the other one. And then you put the rat head down and flip the head around, and then you can adjust the backpack a little bit better. This piece of the rat mode is on a hinge itself as well. I'm not completely sure why. It doesn't really seem to do much, but hey, it's there. And then you use the double hinge to get the backpack up higher. Just orient things the way you like. And hey, there's Rattrap in robot mode. And he looks cool. Oh, yeah, the shoulders can come down a bit. I think they do that for vehicle mode, for rat mode. But you just gotta make sure that they pop back up. So, there he is in robot mode. No articulation on the feet, unfortunately, other than just the rat feet itself. His arms have some pretty darn good range of movement. Not an amazing bend at the elbow, and unfortunately nothing at the wrist. His head is on a pretty good ball joint. Well, actually not on a ball joint. It's on a platform that can shift around a bit and can rotate on the side. So you can get some decent stuff. You can't get him looking up too high, unfortunately. That's about as high as you can get him to look, which sucks when you're going to have a character like, say, Rhinox, who is taller than him. In order for him to get a look him in the eye, he has to lean back. But luckily he's got pretty decent heel spur area, so he doesn't fall back. But for another comparison, let's throw Waspinator in here, who looks rather unnatural in his pose. There we go. And so you see, Rattrap is a pretty decent size. He's a bit bigger than he should be in the show, from what he was in the show. He should be actually coming up to about Rhinox's waist, so he should be about another head or two shorter. But hey, it's a deluxe size figure. I can't really fault him for that. But we'll throw Rhinox in the background there. Now his gun is pretty cool, and that comes in two pieces. His gun is actually two guns, and you just plug one into the other, and of course you can hold both of them. I tend to get rid of this gun because it doesn't really look like anything he uses, and in the show he kind of used a pistol a lot, and that's kind of what I'm thinking this is. I haven't gone in to double check to make sure that this what that is. But hey, I like Rattrap with one pistol, because that kind of is a... I pictured Rattrap as kind of a James Bond type character. With the... actually, no, I picture Rattrap kind of as an Indiana Jones type character, so he generally has a pistol in my head, and I like that. But one of the coolest things that he's got is on his left arm here. You can flip up this panel and pop out one of his det packs. And that is so cool. If you didn't know, in the show, he's got these explosive packs that he uses, because he's a demolitions expert. That's kind of what he did. So in the show, he had these det packs, and he would pull them out, give them a squeeze to activate them, and throw them, and then they explode. And that was awesome. I love it. And of course, he can hold it. So I can't quite get a perfect throwing pose out of him because of the limits of articulation, but it's still pretty darn cool. I can get some pretty decent stuff out of him. And that definitely looks like a pose where he's just about to throw that. Now, one thing I dislike about this guy is that he doesn't really have any weapon storage for his guns in robot mode. The port that he used for rat mode is now completely inaccessible. It's under here. So I kind of just end up setting the guns in him, but they, of course, fall out because they're just set in. His light piping is not particularly great. They keep using this clear light piping like they did on Waspinator, and it's okay, but it doesn't work terribly well. And on Rattrap here, he's got his eyes painted, and so it looks weird when the light hits it, because you see the light coming from behind the red of his eyes. So I think I would have rather than have just given him like blue light piped eyes, or even just painted eyes. I don't know. I might end up painting him myself. Probably not, but might. Because, you know, I said the same thing about Waspinator when I got him. So, yeah. Overall, I'm rather pleased with this guy. Imperfect, but pretty darn cool. Now, if they would just make some more guys from Beast Wars, like I've seen that Dinobot and Cheetor figures that they released like 5 years ago or so, and they don't look particularly good to me, so I haven't been super eager to track them down. I'm hoping they'll do them again, or redo them, because Cheetor is my favorite character from Beast Wars, and I would really love to have a Cheetor to go with these guys. And of course I need an Optimus Primal, and of course I need blah 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 blah. Actually, I really could use some more Predacons, actually. I just want more of the Beast Wars guys. I loved Beast Wars as a kid. So, my overall impression of Rattrap here is rather positive. I like him. Imperfect, but I am satisfied with him. But what do you guys think about him? How does he look to you? I'm curious to know what you guys think. See you guys later.